Welcome everyone to Yahoo Esports Live. I'm Mark Zimmerman, and the biggest event of the League of Legends year happened this weekend at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. That means that we're talking worlds. Also stopping by this week, even his teacher calls him Zion Spartan, Darshan will talk to us about what he's up to. Get ready, Late Night League is coming your way. The big story this week is, of course, that the World Finals concluded Saturday night with SKT unsurprisingly taking home the Summoners Cup. Game 1 was a close, hard-fought battle with Samsung showing some grit and coming back after falling behind in the early game, but ultimately it wasn't enough. Game 2 was a complete slaughter by SKT as Samsung flubbed a couple early plays and looked like they were ready to collapse and their mental was boom. Game 3 started with SKT grabbing a commanding lead and choking the life out of Samsung. All right, I have a bit of a confession to make. I actually went to bed during Game 3, so I'm not actually sure how that one ended. Let's roll a little bit of that to see what happened. Wait. Samsung's coming back, and they win this game? All right, well, I'm sure it was a 3-1 then, right? Like, SKT had to win the next game? Wait, Samsung won that one too? Wait, who wins Game 5 then? This is actually a good series? Oh, lame, it was SKT. But in all seriousness, a close finals was exactly what this Worlds needed after the bracket stage drawing. It looked like a horribly lopsided bracket with whoever winning the left side was probably going to win the whole thing. If Samsung really did get 3-0 in the final, it was going to be terrible because a lot of valid criticism about the interest level of this Worlds would probably be true. It would have made every series involving a team on the right side of the bracket be 3-0. Instead, we got a final for the ages. I think a lot of problems still exist in the format of this tournament, and hopefully we don't let the great series blind us to that, but for now we can just enjoy the fun. Speaking of fun, who better to ruin it all than Travis Gafford?
How's it going, Mark?
Pretty good, how are you?
Very good. Finals was fantastic. Had a great time at Staples. Sorry you couldn't make it out. I don't know what you were doing. I guess
I was sleeping, yeah. You can't just leave finals and sleep in the middle of it if you're there, so yeah. That's why staying at home is better.
Very good. No, I had a really fun time. Going to Game 5 was amazing. I think so many people thought it was going to be 3-0, and they kept you on the edge of your seat in that final game, wondering if it was going to, or in Game 3, wondering if it was going to continue on.
Did you see people like leaving the way you sometimes see in sports games? People just like, I've got to beat the traffic.
So that was actually a real thing. So shout out to Riot Skarzard out there. He actually left during the middle of Game 3 and was in like his car on the way back or with a bunch of people and started seeing on Twitter what was happening, and it was great. I mean, apparently this is a big thing. Yeah, in traditional sports, like people have gotten locked out because they left thinking it was over.
Yeah, that's the best part. Usually they don't let you back in, so you're just out of luck.
Yes, so, somebody told me that there were rows in front of them that had just like in the middle of the third game left, and then
that's the best. You can jump forward for the extra action and start getting better seats.
Yeah.
So how was the venue itself? Because it seemed pretty crazy from obviously watching on stream, but what was it like in person?
Yeah, so Staples this year was fantastic. In the past, if you remember, this was before they did, the last time we were there, it was before they had the in the round thing, and they just sort of closed off one side of it for like a kind of concert style thing. This was really, really cool. It really felt for the first time that you could see just how massive of an arena Staples is, and show was super cool. And we had things that could be called booths.
Right, so that was actually interesting to me because they were like clamshells or something.
So I have, we'll put this out later, there's a little bit of a feature we're working on just to tease, and I interviewed some live producer, and we talked a little bit about this, and he called them competitive integrity shields.
Who called them that? Like a Riot employee?
Yeah, so a Riot employee called them, he's like, not booths, I would call them a competitive integrity shield.
So it doesn't perform the function that booths normally would. But
no, actually, well, because, and they said during the broadcast that it was less about audio and more about blocking vision to the giant mini map, which also was super cool.
Right, but the weird thing is that they always said the reason they didn't like booths was because they wanted the player, or the viewer experience in the crowd to see the players and like have that kind of connection. And then you put them in these clamshells that don't even block noise, but now they can't look up and cheat when that wasn't the big concern to begin with.
Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, I guess the argument they would make is that they actually projected like the players onto the shields or whatever, but yeah, it was weird. I don't know. I mean, I thought it was still a cool design, and I'm not saying it was bad, but it was kind of funny to see a booth style setup work that way. By the way, I actually went to League Fest before then. And
what was League Fest?
So yeah, you didn't go.
No, I didn't go. I was at home.
Yeah. So League Fest the night before, they'd had a big concert, a lot of cosplay. Actually, I brought a little video if we want to take a look at it.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Okay, yeah, here we go. Hey everyone, it is the night before the League of Legends World Championship Finals, and I am at LA Live, which is conveniently right behind Staples Center where the finals take place tomorrow. Actually, Riot is throwing together a whole sort of league party. I think they're calling it League Fest, League Festival. Either way, it is super cool. There's all sorts of stuff happening around here. There's ARAMs happening with celebrities. There's cool statues, cool cosplayers. Let's take a look. Well, that's it here at League Festival, but stay tuned to Yahoo Esports for more League of Legends coverage.
All right, I admit that's pretty cool. Not sure it beats my apartment, but definitely something nice for the fans.
Dude, the concert was actually super cool. Like, that was my favorite part of it, like the cosplay, and they had like a live PTL and all this stuff, but it was, as you were sleeping, I guess, I went over and grabbed dinner, came back halfway through the concert to grab my stuff with our shooter that was there with us, and ended up sitting down and just watching the whole rest of the concert because it was so cool to see all this like League of Legends music performed by live musicians and an orchestra and all that stuff.
Did you play any of the ARAMs? You said they were like celebrity ones. Who could you play with?
I think like Freak and people. Yeah, no. I mean, actually, they did have. Who was it that they had that was on the celebrity stage for that? I forget. But yeah, it was actually really neat.
What would you say was like your favorite part of it? Was it the concert?
Yeah,
or?
Concert was definitely the
Did they
best
just play
part.
League of Legends music, or did they have like community members who have made?
No, so they had. Okay, so Riot actually has a ton of internal musicians that do a lot of their stuff. Like one of their, and they're from like not even like a music team. Like one of their graphic artists, I think, or somebody on the art team is actually the woman who sung the Diana theme song. And she did something else for them as well, and so they like would bring out all these people onto stage and sort of perform all this stuff live. It was just so cool. I really liked it.
Seemed like a pretty big event. And what better thing to transition us than to look at a big play from the actual matches this weekend in another round of hindsight.
Pick for them, though, to earn another Drake, but it looks like SKT want to make them pay even more for it.
Well, this would be a time to try and get back. They scout it with the True Shot Barrage. You'd want SKT to make
Juve has teleport. Samsung can try and make a play back on the damage.
Rulers jump forward, already used the True Shot Barrage. Wolf is killed by Ambition. It looks like Samsung are coming back. They've killed Faker, found Bengi, and moving on to Duke. Crown, he's tagging him with the stars.
I joked about it during the beginning of the show, but I do want to look at the fight that let Samsung back into Game 3. Everyone said SKT was trolling, and in a sense they kind of were. It's 29-30 into the game, and Samsung have been spotted on the bot side of the map getting a dragon, so SKT want to force around Baron and get some action going. And as we see on the minimap, that despite the fact that SKT is up 10k gold, Samsung has done a good job of keeping vision in their own jungle. They have 2 pink wards set up, meaning that SKT doesn't have any deep vision to know who's coming to stop them from doing this Baron. As we roll the clip out, we see that it's going to get scouted out by Ezreal shooting his ultimate edit. And at this point, SKT needs to start trying to figure out what they want to do. But instead, they're split up. Bang is going to chase Ambition here, looking to get some solo harass or damage down instead of trying to go over here and join his team. On the other hand, all 3 members can go join him in trying to go pick off Ambition or some member of Samsung. Instead, they get split not really doing either. And because they don't have this good vision, or they weren't watching, because they do have some kind of ward down there, they don't know that Ruler's in this bush, and we see just how much a 2-item Ezreal can do. He's going to be able to jump right onto Bang and basically blow him up, and SKT kind of go into full panic mode where they're trying to get over and join the rest of the team in this fight. They could have peeled to try and help him earlier and get a pick, or they could have just tried to group up and finish Baron maybe, which would have been risky with Ambition in the area. But either way, it seemed like this was kind of trolling. They were blinded by the Summoner's Cup, rushing to finish the game, which is not what we saw at SKT throughout the entire tournament. They were basically immaculate around Baron, grinding people down. So that's why it was very surprising to see this kind of play out of them. That's all for this week's Hindsight, but please join me after the break when we are joined by top lane CLG's Darshan. Welcome back from the break. Our guest today is a player with a voice like honey. Please help me in welcoming Darshan Upadhyaya. How close to me? Hey, man, how you doing? Perfect. It was perfect.
Glad you brought some tea. I see. That's nice.
Yeah, gotta stay hydrated.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
How you doing? How close was I on that name?
Perfect. You know, nobody's gonna get it right anyway, so as
Can
long
you
as
get
you
it right?
try, that's... Honestly, until like 4th grade, I didn't even know how to say my own last name, so... Took me about 10 years, so if you could get it in 5 minutes, then I'd be pretty impressed.
Yeah.
How do you say it though? For those that want to know.
So let's make it simple. Let's do the phonetics. So first part, oo. I know it's a U, but just bear with me. Oo. Then imagine a pod, like 2 peas in a pod.
Okay.
Pod. And the last part is yai. You put that together and you get Upadhyaya.
Upadhyaya. Okay.
Upadhyaya.
Perfect,
Okay.
Travis.
Yes,
Are you
thank
sure?
you.
I don't think we just practiced this 5 minutes ago before the show
We
started.
absolutely
definitely
not.
did not.
How are you doing anyways, Darshan, moving on from that? How was your Worlds? Did you go to it?
Yeah, I went to the group stages, and that was about it.
I was talking about the finals, but yeah, we can get into the group stage. Which you prefer to talk about?
Well, I mean, I guess we could talk about the World Finals. I didn't really want to go watch it live. I watched most of it from home, but it would just be pretty sad, honestly, to go there, go watch it live, and be like, damn, that could have been us, but...
Some people say like that gives them a fire. Like Reggie tweeted out like, "Oh man, seeing World Finals again makes me want to get here like even stronger." But for you, it comes more like negatively, where it's like, "Oh, that could have been me," and you want to just like move on and start prepping for next season or something.
Yeah, I'd say I definitely already have that fire, but having that fire right now isn't going to matter as much when the next season's 2 months away, and I have that motivation. I can't do anything right now. I can't be like, I'm going to go grind League for 12 hours straight. That's not going to matter right now, but 2 months from now, that's when everything starts again. So. Yeah, I'm just waiting for that.
All right. Did you say you went to the thing on Friday, though? Because we showed a little bit of that feature before. Did you like the concert? That was Travis's favorite part.
Yeah, that was actually really cool. I got to meet, like, Nikki Taylor. I got to talk to Trindamere. He's doing great. Got to meet Jimmy Wong, who hosts All Chat, I think.
Yeah, I love Jimmy.
Then I met this DJ named Artie. I met Wreckful. I met, like, so many cool people from the community, and I just got to interact. And we won the ARAM too, so at least we won something. You know?
He was in the Celebrity ARAM.
Yeah,
earlier, if you didn't see, he asked me who was in the Celebrity ARAM. I was trying to remember, but you were in it.
Yeah, I was the coach. Actually, I wasn't playing, but what I told my team after was we had better coordination than CLG at Worlds. So.
Well, there you go. And, hey, that's good.
Beating yourself up. All right. Do you have any collabs planned? Any like with Nikki Taylor, the DJ, or anything? I know you're very interested in music and singing and that kind of stuff.
Maybe one of these days. Keep it on the down low. I kind of want to surprise my fan base. Be like, hey guys.
Yeah, you'll be able to surprise them. Don't worry. No one's gonna see this. So going back to the Worlds at group stage thing for CLG, what was that like? Because I think a lot of people were really surprised after week 1. We kind of had like a lot of hope, and we pinned a lot of it on you guys. And then there was the whole week 2 kind of debacle. What was it like from like your perspective, obviously being a part of it?
There's always gonna be things you can look back and be like, I want to improve this. But I would say the biggest thing I want to improve for next year is just practice atmosphere and practice environment, because if you look at the whole league year, basically it's like a big final or a big test. The whole 10 months, the whole 11 months build up to the World Championship, builds up to the group stages, builds up to the finals. And honestly, I wasn't too happy with our process, the whole 10, 11 months that I spent building up to the World Finals. And I feel like if that day-to-day isn't fulfilling, if every day of practice doesn't feel like you're doing something meaningful, then I would say you're not being a pro the best way you can be. So
right.
I would say that's like the biggest thing I want to change. And we went 3-3, and the funny thing is that us, C9, and TSM all went 3-3, but it just so ended up that C9 made it out of groups. So.
Right, kind of talking about that idea then, like what's your thoughts on the whole group stage? Because there's like the random seeding, which seems to just make some groups stronger and weaker, and then there's the whole best of ones, is like having seen that completely, thrown out of every scene now, but for some reason it's still at the World Championship. Is this something that, you would like to see less of and have like a larger group stage or best of threes and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I'd say the format can be kind of weird at times. For example, like H2K, even though G2 placed horribly at MSI, and that should mean worse seeding for Worlds, they were the 3rd seed at EU, and then they got probably the best group they could get.
Right.
Whereas on the other hand, TSM got a group with RNG, Splice, and
Samsung.
Yeah, and Samsung. So I feel like it's kind of weird that seeds that should be stronger are not getting favorable groups to get out.
What do you think of the best of one thing? I just wanted to ask about this because I know so many people were talking about how they really wanted NA teams to have that best of 3 practice, and they thought that's why NA teams weren't doing really well at the Worlds group stage. And then obviously you end up in group stages where you have best of ones. It's just kind of a weird thing.
How do I feel about just best of 3s?
Yeah. What do you think of that? The fact that group stages are best of ones whenever every other league is moving away from best of ones.
I definitely feel like any team can really win in best of ones, and you saw that no team at Worlds went undefeated. I feel like any decent team can take another game off any team, and if it's just one game, you can pull out a cheese strategy. Against Rocks, we level 1 ganked bottom with Aurelion Soul. They didn't see that coming, and then we just crushed them that game because they weren't prepared for that. So I feel like if you prepare a 1-game strategy, it can work out really well, but in a series, I think the better team will always come out on top.
Yeah, it's interesting. You kind of talked a little bit about how everything's building up for Worlds, this big final that you're studying for, which seems so weird because you guys had such a great MSI performance that it's kind of forgotten about only a couple months later that hey, you guys got 2nd place at an international tournament and made NA look really good. And on top of the fact that NA had the 2nd highest win rate in groups and this kind of stuff, it seems like a lot of that gets forgotten at Worlds. Is this something that you'd like to see change, where it's not just studying for this big test when so much changes patch to patch and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I'd say the most disappointing thing about League, and there's not really anything I can contest about it right now, is that everyone I talk to or anyone that I just talked to about League of Legends is just oh, the Koreans are too strong, SKT wins again, it's just going to be SKT 3-0ing the finals or something like that. And I guess it's pretty disappointing because I want League to be more interesting. I want all the regions to be more competitive, and I want people to actually believe in NA, but when we don't make it out of group stages again, then there's not really much I can say besides trying to perform better next time. And we almost did that at MSI. We got 2nd. We went to the finals against SKT, but we weren't able to beat them. And I think what I really want to change for next year is to actually win an international tournament, actually prove that North America is really good, CLG is really good, and that any region can really win.
Yeah, I hope someone proves that soon. What are your plans for the offseason right now? You said that you have a couple months off and you're not trying to grind League right now, take some time. What are you doing to pass the time?
So I'd say a lot of people in esports probably don't talk about this, but I'd say what I'm more focused on is I'm pretty good at League, but I want to get good at stuff besides League, and I want to work on my mental conditioning and just my physical strength, and just make sure that I'm in tip-top condition so that when I'm actually practicing League all the time, I'm at the best mental state possible, so that I can always be as productive as possible. Because I find a lot of times when you're doing a 10-month grind of League, which is usually what the season is if you go to MSI, you go to Worlds, then in the day-to-day, it's very possible that you have 1 game a day that's not as good as it can be. So I've just been trying to do a lot of different things besides League so that when I get to the season, I'm focused on that. So.
Yeah, well, one of the things you are known for besides League, of course, we kind of referenced already, is the singing. And so that's what we're going to have you doing today, is judging some people on their singing. So
is that you? I'm going to get it.
No, I can't say that. I don't need you to tell me that, all right?
Wait, so then it's Travis.
No, definitely not me. I already know what your judgment would be, and it's not good.
This is usually the part of the show where we pull up embarrassing clips of our guests usually, but this time we're going to flip it around where you're going to be able to make fun of some other people singing. So we can take a look at one of the first clips.
That dude is a beast on Thresh. Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away.
So you were there,
beautiful. Honestly, I wish I had the confidence to jump in right there. I could have had a beautiful harmony to it.
You're in the background and you look at them as they start doing it, what is going on with my team?
Yeah, sometimes Cutie and Kiwi, they just bust out doing completely random things, and I don't even expect it as a teammate. It's not only in game, but just words that come out of their mouth. You won't expect it in a million years, and it's hilarious.
So 1 through 10, what would you rank that? Is the question.
I mean, Cutie's got a really nice, like, silky, like, deep voice, and it just really comes out to me. Like, it really just, it just evokes some sort of feeling inside me. It just, something about his voice, it's amazing. I'd have to give it a 10 out of 10.
Okay, 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's just got a magical voice. I can't really compare anything to that.
Well, unfortunately, we're gonna make you compare something else in the next clip, which is some more singing.
Ooh.
Tony's mom has got it going on. She's all I want, and I waited for so long.
Okay, I gotta be pretty honest. That was just awful.
Yeah.
Like, none of them can sing. They probably shouldn't get a career in singing. Like I hate to be that guy, but just stop, Link.
They didn't have the confidence. Like half of them were dropping in and out as the song went. There was no commitment to it. So to give us a rating on that one.
That's a solid 0. 0 out of 10.
You have no in between. It's like 10 out of 10, 0, nothing else.
I mean, I call it when I see it. If it's bad, it's bad.
Very binary.
All right. Well, then I'm scared to see what you have to say about our last clip.
Is it me?
I'm a blind people girl in a fantasy world. You're from angry height, I'm your darling. You're my doll, rock and roll, feel the glamour thing. Kiss me here, touch me there, hanky panky. You can touch, you can play. If you can say, I'm always yours. Ooh, I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life is plastic.
Let's cut the tape, guys.
Darshan is just dying inside as he sees that performance.
I mean, I have to give props to my man Marcus. Like, you can tell he's got his soul in that 100%, and he's singing Barbie Girl.
That's true.
That is a classic. If I had to put that on a scale from 0 to 10, I honestly, it's not even on the scale. It's a masterpiece.
It's just somewhere else. He's like at this X plane, then he's going Y. He's just going in a different direction.
Cutie Pie, he's got that great voice. You know, Link, Afro, they can't really sing, so they're on the 0 end. And then Dyrus, you just throw that scale out the window, and you're like, that is a masterpiece. That's what's gonna revolutionize singing for the future. You know, you don't see someone with that kind of passion, that kind of emotion, just really let himself go. And that's the kind of singer I want to be.
All right, well, if you really want to prove that you want to be like Dyrus, this is your chance. We have a microphone for you. You can sing whatever song you want to. You know, just take it away. Blow us away.
All right. Thank you, guys. Give you guys a quick tune. My favorite hit from Drake, I think. Yeah. I got my eyes on you. You're everything that I see. I want your high love and emotion endlessly. I can't get over you. You left your mark on me. I want your high love and emotion endlessly. 'Cause you're a good girl and you know it. I know exactly who you should be. 'Cause you're a good girl and you know it. I know exactly who you could be. Just hold on, we're going home. Just hold on, we're going home. It's hard to do these things alone. Just hold on, we're going home. Oh, 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 oh. Thank you.
Not bad, man. I mean, if you got a career after League of Legends, maybe. I think so, at least. And as a reward, I'm giving you some of our leftover Halloween candy. You can take one, you can take the whole thing. Do whatever you want with it.
Sweet, I get to choose between Lifesaver and...
That's a mint Lifesaver, buddy.
And melted chocolate.
They're stuck together, 2 for 1, all right. Oh my God, you ate it. You want to give a review on that?
Where's the trash can?
I don't know. I have to sign us out. That's going to do it for Late Night League this week. Remember to watch at 3 p.m. Pacific every week and tune in again for more League of Legends coverage. Stick around for Tilted. Our new expert, Zareen, will be joining us. Thanks for watching. For all of us here at Late Night League, have a good afternoon.
June 28th, 2016. Arteezy is on Twitch TV, encroaching the 9,000 MMR mark in Dota 2. Thousands of fans watch with bated breath across the world, including one, Dylan Walker. At work, in a power plant off the coast of Madagascar. Right as he hits 9,000 MMR, Dylan Walker sets his Mountain Dew can on the Do Not Touch button, causing a chain reaction and killing everyone on Earth. It's never easy for Arteezy. This story has been confirmed true by my puppy, Xavier Bartholomew IV. I'm Buddy Hutton, and this has been a true esports story.
Check out Yahoo Esports Live every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific.